Okay, so today we are going to do some reading practice. So this first story that we're going to read is pretty long, so you can pause the video, read by yourself out loud, or you can just read with me. Charles is looking in his refrigerator. A refrigerator is called a fridge for short. People put things that need to stay cold in the refrigerator. Things that need to be frozen are put in the freezer. Charles is going to the supermarket today. He is making a shopping list. People make a list of things to buy before they go to the store. If you make a list, then you won't forget what to buy. It has been a week since Charles went to the supermarket. There are only a few things in his fridge. There is a little milk and a little juice. There are a few eggs and a few apples. There is some cheese and some pasta noodles. There are a lot of onions and tomatoes, but only one green pepper. There isn't any lettuce or garlic. There isn't any butter or bread either. Charles is making dinner tonight. He will start with a salad and then have spaghetti and meatballs with garlic bread for the main course. For dessert, he's making his famous apple pie with vanilla ice cream. His wife is excited because she doesn't have to cook tonight. She is helping him make a list for the supermarket. Okay, so now we're going to answer some questions about the reading. The first one is, where is Charles going to go? So let's go back to the reading and try and find out, where is Charles planning on going, right? Because the question says going to go, right? That means, where is he planning on going? So we know that he's looking in his refrigerator. It says that Charles is going to the supermarket today. So that's the answer. Charles is going to the supermarket. Why is he making a list? Why is he making a list? Well, we know that from right here, it says that he is making a shopping list. And then it says people make a list of things to buy before they go to the store. If you make a list, then you won't forget what to buy. So he's making a list so he doesn't forget what to buy. Are there any oranges in his refrigerator? Let's go back to the part where he's talking about what's in his fridge. There are only a few things in his fridge. There's some milk, some juice, some eggs, and apples. We need oranges. There is some cheese and some pasta noodles, onions and tomatoes, but only one green pepper. There is not any lettuce or garlic. There isn't any butter or bread either. So there's no oranges in this whole in all of these sentences, it never says oranges, right? So that means no, there are no oranges in his refrigerator. Is there any bread? Let's go back and see. So bread, the word bread is right here in this sentence, right? But it says there isn't. There is not any butter or bread. So that means no, there is no bread in the fridge. What is Charles making for dinner? So what is Charles making for dinner? So we know that this sentence is telling us Charles is making dinner tonight. He will start with just means begin, right? It's the first thing. So the first thing that he's going to make is a salad and then have spaghetti and meatballs with garlic bread for the main course. So that's the answer, what he is making for dinner. Salad, and he's going to have spaghetti and meatballs with some garlic bread for the main course. When somebody says main course, this word right here, main course just means the big part of the dinner. So if you have spaghetti and meatballs with garlic bread for the main course, that means that it's going to be the one that makes you the most full, or it's the one that there's the most of. That's what it means when you talk about the main course. People will say words at restaurants like appetizer, or starter. Those are a little bit of food that you can snack on, that you can just eat, but it's not going to make you full. Main course means the big dinner, the dinner that makes you full. What is Charles making for dessert? So let's see what he's making for dessert. So right here the sentence says for dessert. So we know that the answer is going to be in this sentence. He is making his famous apple pie with vanilla ice cream. So that's what he's making for dessert, apple pie with vanilla ice cream. So that story's over. Now I'm going to ask some questions about you. And what I want you to do is either think about how you would say these in English, how you would answer these questions in English, or I want you to practice saying it out loud. So the first question about you is, who buys groceries at your house? What groceries do they buy? Where do they go to buy groceries? So this question, there isn't a right answer. This is this is about you. So who buys your groceries? What groceries do they buy? Where do they go to buy the groceries? So what I did is, you will all have your own answers. So you will answer these however you want to in English. But I have some examples. So my answer, or one that you could say, is I buy the groceries. I buy a lot of vegetables, fruit, and milk. I go to the grocery store by my house. So that could be an answer. You don't have to have this answer. You don't need to have this answer, but just try and come up with your own answer and say it out loud, or just practice how you would say it in English. Who usually does the laundry for your family? How often? So the word usually means who does it the most. Not that they do it every single time, but the person that does it the most. Often means like how many, when is it that you do it? Do you do it every week? Do you do it every 2 weeks? Do you do it every day? How often do you do it? So my answer is, I do all the laundry. I do the laundry every weekend. Do you have a garden? Do you have any plants inside your house? Do you have any flowers? So try and think of how you would answer this. So my answer is no, but I have some plants. When you say but in English, this word right here, but, after something like no, but, it means that the answer is no. Then there is something else. So we say but when we say like an answer of no or yes, and we want to add something else to it. So this answer is, do you have a garden? No, but I have some plants. They are all in my house. So, do you have any plants inside your house? Yeah, I have plants. They are all in my house. Do you have any flowers? No, I don't, or I do not have flowers. Here are some more questions about you that I want you to keep answering. Do you ever go to the post office? What do you do there? The post office is the place that people mail stuff. They mail letters or they'll mail packages. Yes, I go to the post office when I need to mail a package. So that could be one answer. Do you ever go to the bank? What do you do there? I don't go to the bank a lot. I go to deposit my paycheck. So you probably won't have the same answer as me, but deposit means when you take money and you give it to the bank, it means that you deposit it. It means that you put it in the bank for them to keep it until you need to use it. What kind of exercise do you like to do? What kind of exercise do you dislike? So you'll see that this uses the word like and dislike. Like and dislike. Dislike is the opposite of like. It means that you do not like it. So what would be your answer? You can say it out loud in English, or you can just think about how you would say it. My answer is, I like to go for walks. I don't like running. Or I do not like running. So that's my answer. I got an answer out there. So this first one, just ignore this part for now. Do you like pizza? What kind do you like? Where do you eat it? And my answer is, think of your answer, but my answer is no. Do you like pizza? No, I don't like pizza. That's my answer. Do you like to go to the beach? What do you like to do there? And when it says there, it means the beach, because that's the place that we're talking about. Yes, I like to walk in the water and take naps on the sand. So that's my answer. When do you usually go to bed on Sunday nights? So your answer could be different, but my answer is I go to bed early on Sunday night because I get up early for work. I go to bed at 8 p.m. So that was my answer. So just try and think about how you would answer these in English. Try saying them out loud and practicing. So the next part is we're going to read some sentences, and we have to decide if it's past, present, or future tense. So this sentence says, when you call me, I will be driving home from work. Do you think that this sentence is past, present, or future? So the answer is going to be its future, because we said will be, right? And we used the ing on the verb. I will be driving home from work. And we learned that that's future tense. I am going to the store after work. Now this one's tricky. So you could look at this and say, oh, it's present tense because it says I am going, right? It uses the ing and it uses am or are or is, and that's present tense, right? We learned that that's present continuous. But for this sentence, since they're talking about going to the store after work, it means that they're planning on doing it in the future. So this one is, even though this part is present tense, the sentence is in future tense. It's talking about the future. I was going to the store. Is it past, present, or future? What time are we talking about? The answer is going to be past, because of this word right here, was. It says, I was going to the store. If it said, I am going to the store, it would be present tense, but it says the word was, which is past tense. So that's why it's past. She is walking to the cafeteria right now. So this sentence is, we got to look at is, the ing verb walking, so we know that this is present continuous. This one was also present continuous, but it was talking about the future because it was talking about after work. It was talking about something that was planned. This sentence says right now. So the answer is going to be present. It's present tense. We were working on the 6th floor. Is this sentence past, present, or future? So we have were, and then we have a continuous verb, working. But since it says were, that means it's the past, right? Because was and were are words that we use when we're talking about the past, when we use continuous verbs. Does she need help? Does she need help? Is this past, present, or future? This one is present, right? Because we don't have a continuous verb, there isn't a was or a were. The need is just need, it's not needed, so it's present tense. I won't be home this weekend. This one's kind of tricky. Is this a past, present, or future? The answer is future. This is future tense. Because this sentence, remember that the word won't means will not. And when we use will, right, it means we're talking about the future tense, right? I will not be home this weekend. It means I will not be is future. I will. The word will, we use it when we talk about the future. They take the bus to work. Is this past, present, or future? The answer is present. So this one is present, right? They take the bus to work. The verb is just in this simple present tense. It's not taking, it's not took, it's they take the bus to work. So it's present tense. So we have, I think this is the last story that we're going to read. So this one is called Future Plans. My name is Angela. I want to own my own business that's a typo. It shouldn't say that. In 10 years. I will own a dessert shop that serves delicious ice cream. The flavors will be created by myself. I am going to buy a small building downtown. I want the restaurant to have blue walls and green chairs. I used to work in a restaurant for 15 years, so I have a lot of experience. So the questions are, what does Angela want to do in the next 10 years? So it talks about 10 years right here. So let's read the sentence that has 10 years in it. I want to own my own business in 10 years. So Angela wants to own her own business in the next 10 years. So that's the answer. What color will the chairs be? So let's go back and look for the word chairs. Where is the word chairs? We have chairs right here. And the question is asking, what color does she want the chairs to be? And right here it says green chairs. So Angela wants to have green chairs in her restaurant. Who will create the ice cream flavors? So let's look for the word flavors now. Where's the word flavors? Oh, it's right here. The flavors will be created by myself. So when it says by myself, it's talking about Angela. Angela is the person that's talking. So when she says I or myself, it means Angela. So who will create the ice cream flavors? Angela will. Angela will create the ice cream flavors. Where did Angela work in the past? So it says that Angela used to, right? Because she said my name is Angela, so anytime she says it's talking about Angela. Used to work in a restaurant for 15 years. So the answer is she worked at a restaurant in the past. It uses did. It's talking about the past. Where did Angela work? She worked at a restaurant. So that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions.